Hi, I'm Travis, and this is the start to my experiments for weight gain and muscle building. I have always been a much smaller, much lighter, much thinner person. I'm a 31-year-old male. I weigh in at 97 pounds-ish, give or take, between 95 and 100 pounds generally, which is much lighter than I really should be for my age and for my sex. Being a male, I should certainly be much higher than that. But I've always been thin. In high school, I was in the same range. I never made it past 101 pounds in high school. Even when I was doing sports and working out when I could. So it's always been a goal of mine to gain weight, and it's always been difficult. One of my biggest obstacles has been probably an obstacle for a lot of people. You see it. You see plenty of videos out there about calorie intake, but it has been one of my biggest obstacles is intaking the calories needed to gain weight. I've noticed that when I do not track my calories, I'm perfectly happy intaking and eating 1,500 calories a day, right? Sometimes less, sometimes more, but an average of about 1,500 calories a day is what I took, which is less than even your standard 2,000 calorie intake range that is recommended for your standard person, let alone trying to gain weight. So obviously it's a goal to get my calorie intake up, and I've started on the higher intake calorie goal, trying to gain weight. I've started doing that by taking supplements that my wife was kind enough to purchase for me in hopes that I could gain weight. And I'll show those to you right now. Actually, here, let's take a look. Here it is. It's a big bucket of Mass Builder 2,000 calorie shake powder. I know people have seen many variations of this. My wife saw this online. It was probably the best deal, so she got it for me. Now, before I start hearing, oh, it's too much, 2,000 calories is too much for the body to intake at once, I do understand that. And as a disclaimer, I want to mention that I'm not trying to portray myself as a professional, health expert or an expert in bodybuilding or anything like that. I'm just your average Joe trying to gain weight and build some muscle while I'm stuck at home during the 2020 era with the resources that I have available here. And one of those resources is this shake I have right here. Now I have been taking, this shake. It's meant to be taken twice a day, 1,000 calories each, right? Because 2,000 calories is a lot to take in. I have been taking 1,000 calorie shake right before I go to bed for the past month and a half or so, and it hasn't helped me gain weight necessarily, but it has kept me on a little bit higher end of my weight range, which helps out a little bit. So what I think I need to do, and we'll see during this experience, see if I can do it, right? What I think I need to do is work out more naturally, right? It's easier to build muscle and weight in muscle than it is fat, from what I hear. So we'll see if working out does the trick, and see if I can help gain some muscle and help me track it. So I'm going to track my calories. The resources I have here in my house, it's pretty standard. I've got 10-pound weights, I've got 20-pound weights, I've got 25-pound dumbbell weights. I've got a pretty standard pull-up bar that you can put on your door. I purchased it about 15 years ago when they were really big on the as seen on TV stuff. I bought it. Obviously, it was a good buy because it still works now. It still holds me, but again, I'm a lighter guy, so it could probably hold me for the rest of the time as well. So I'm going to use those resources that I have, and as I progress, I'm going to increase my resources as needed as well. So this is more or less an experiment on motivation. I have, in my younger days, before I was 31, right, and when I was 18, 19 years old, I did try the P90X videos, and actually, I wasn't weighing myself or following the dietary plans at all, but I was working with some friends as well that helped motivate me, and I did notice, some muscle increase, and that's the reason why I'm, doing videos on this and recording the videos, with the hopes that I can stay motivated. So, hey, let's get started. So those before photos were taken after a couple weeks of some initial training. I worked out 4 or 5 days a week, doing push-ups, pull-ups, curls, some leg workouts here and there. Obviously, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. A pretty steep hill to climb to get to a respectable weight and respectable size. All that said, I am talking too much, so let's get working out.